Hey, what's up guys, Shazam here again, and this time, after my Itachi vs Obito video, I decided to make this video. Now I scripted this before I even recorded that video because I can predict the future and I see some triggered Itachi fans in the comments. Well, I could, but I was wrong because there are none so far. In this video, I will be debunking the absolute disgraceful and disgusting Itachi wank. This is the unintended problem with Itachi. Itachi is a character that enables anyone to come up with excuses for him. What do I mean by this? For example, he turned out to be a spy, so we got the "oh, he ran from Jiraiya because he didn't want to kill him." BS, but okay. And then his fight with Sasuke, he let him win and he was sick the whole time. And that's the origin story of the non-existent healthy Itachi, and we keep hearing healthy Itachi would be Madara. You want someone who's been really crippled by illness? Kimimaro. Healthy Kimimaro beats Madara, confirmed. And then his fight with Kabuto, he was holding back because he didn't want to kill Kabuto. I mean that's true, but Kabuto was also holding back against both Sasuke and Itachi anyway, but okay. But I'll get into more detail while I proceed with this video, so here it goes. Number 1, Itachi ran away from Jiraiya because he was an ally. Now there are many ways to approach this. I made a whole video on it. Not that good because I was new, but it gets most of the points across, so I recommend you check it out. So, first thing I want to say is, Itachi values his mission above all else. He sacrificed his clan, and I don't believe Jiraiya is a bigger price to pay. Now, him joining the Akatsuki is a bit more complicated, as some people get it mixed up with the deal he had with Obito during the Uchiha massacre. He helped Obito to kill the clan under the condition that he never touches Sasuke or the Leaf, since Obito was gonna join the Uchiha in the coup. Not why he joined the Akatsuki. He joined the Akatsuki for shelter, but the other end of the deal was never stated, but it's fair to assume it's either collecting Biju or money for the organization. And that's why he's assigned the mission of capturing Naruto, so that no other member enters the Leaf. This is gonna be important for another point I'll debunk. I got a bit off topic, but anyway, so his best way of protecting the Leaf would be by capturing Naruto, thus the Akatsuki will turn their eyes away from the Leaf. Itachi being okay with Naruto losing his legs is further proof of the zero craps that he gives. Itachi didn't want to kill the 3 Jonin, he did say that, that's true, but as soon as he heard that Kakashi knew too much, he told Kisame to kill them, so that also means he doesn't give a crap about anything but the mission. I have really seen the most embarrassing arguments that Itachi knew Guy was coming, and I'm not even gonna address them because I'd be blushing the whole time from embarrassment. Now here's where it gets interesting. In the fight against Sasuke, Itachi used Tsukiyomi once, Amaterasu once, and then Susanoo before going blind. That means his limit a day is 3 abilities, with Susanoo obviously being the most taxing. In Konoha, he used one Tsukiyomi on Kakashi, another on Sasuke, and was forced to use Amaterasu to escape. That means if Itachi stayed there to fight Jiraiya, he would have lost due to his exhaustion. Let's not forget about Kisame, who had already lost at that point, especially with Jiraiya immediately taking a grip of his Samehada. So the first point's conclusion, whether you believe Itachi beats Jiraiya or not, in that place and time, Itachi was gonna lose to Jiraiya had he not escaped. Point number 2, Itachi was single-handedly carrying and protecting the Leaf Village. Now when you look at his clan's massacre, you could say that it has some truth to it, and I believe the massacre was absolutely necessary, but my issue with this is everyone's delusion about Itachi being a good spy. Now I'm confident enough to say Itachi is the worst spy in existence. Why? What piece of info has he leaked? From the moment he decided to join the Akatsuki, he only told Hiruzen that he's joining an organization and never mentioned its name. Jiraiya found out about the organization through Orochimaru, and he even flat out tells Kakashi that they're after the tailed beasts before Itachi even drops the 4th Hokage's legacy crap. If Itachi did as much as to tell the Leaf about Hidan's or Pain's abilities, at least a hint, or even that they exist, maybe Jiraiya and Asuma would still be alive. Also, Itachi kept Orochimaru alive and basically creating every bad thing in the series, from the curse mark to Hiruzen's death to Sasuke going rogue and Kabuto. The third argument is finger genjutsu. Now this one is stupid. Some people believe that subtle genjutsu is the strongest type of genjutsu, despite Obito clearly saying it's the weakest genjutsu, and he specified that it's only useful when used in certain situations, not just spam it like an idiot. Now there is a genjutsu, which is the finger genjutsu, but it's never stated in the data book to have a name, but it's called the ephemeral genjutsu or whatever. People just call it finger genjutsu. Now first, there is this belief that the genjutsu is cast upon Itachi just pointing at someone, which is false. How about we take basic genjutsu lessons for a second. There are two types of genjutsu, visual and auditory. Now why are they called that? Because the former requires eye contact and the latter requires hearing. The genjutsu is cast on someone who looks at the finger, not simply just pointing at them, and Naruto even remembers that he looked at his finger. Not to mention, this is such a low level genjutsu, Naruto couldn't break it because he was stated time and time again to have trash chakra control because of Kyuubi. So this genjutsu can't one-shot anyone. GG Itachitards, maybe next time. Number 4 is Totsuka Blade GG. Now this one's pretty simple. Itachitards worship the Totsuka Blade and the Yata Mirror. But the Yata Mirror is understandable, but then we have the Totsuka Blade. Oh boy. First I got one thing to ask. You guys ever heard of legs? Yeah, I believe most people have those, and they use them to... Yeah, a guy who sees a giant humanoid Crimson Chakra avatar swinging a giant blade would definitely think tanking the sword with their head would be a good idea. There is a reason the sword was only used twice, once against Orochimaru, who let the sword pierce him because he didn't know it was a Totsuka blade, which normal people with no regenerative abilities won't allow, and the other time on an immobile Nagato who wasn't able to see because of the dust. And before you say intelligence, Itachi would have been trapped inside the satellite Nagato created if it weren't for Naruto and B. Another argument is that since the sword is spiritual, that means it has no physical form until it pierces the target. First of all, where is that even said? Zetsu only said that as an explanation to why Orochimaru couldn't find it, not how it works. And the fact that it could cut the snakes normally without its sealing effect, and there was blood coming out of the snakes, means that it acts as a normal sword. The Totsuka blade is a variant of Kusanagi, which is made of sake, meaning it's liquid shaped like a sword. That's all that's known about it. Don't pull stuff out the behind, cause even Itachi Susanoo doesn't have the butt to pull things out of. Well, until he's a Nami. The fifth argument is the Yata Mirror is invincible. This one is definitely arguable, don't take my words here as facts, but judging by how scared Itachi was of Kirin, I wouldn't say he went easy on it by just pulling out a skeletal Susanoo when he could block it with such an invincible shield. I believe that Itachi used the Yata Mirror to block Kirin and it was broken by it. That's why his cloak was vaporized and his left arm was burned. Keep in mind the fire dragon techniques Sasuke used only burned his right one. Also, for those wondering, yes, Itachi can use the Yata Mirror without fully armored Susanoo. The sixth argument is that Zetsu said Itachi's Susanoo was invincible. Ho ho, looks like the desperate ones take an exaggeration seriously. The statement sounds unrealistic, that's one, and two, that was said multiple times before in the series, and Itachi also claimed that Madara was immortal, so yeah. Anyway, even if that was a literal meaning of what he said, looks like it was false cause ninja aids got through that invincible shield. Yikes. The seventh argument is Obito was scared of Itachi. Now, I briefly talked about this in my previous video about Itachi versus Obito. Now they bring up two instances. First is the one where he says he'd be dead had Itachi known about his abilities. Now you could argue he could with prep and stuff, but let's be honest, even Conan was able to almost demolish Obito with prep time. It's not that impressive. But with his arsenal and one-on-one head-on, he doesn't have a chance, to be honest. The second instance is that he told Pain to attack the village after Itachi died. Now this one is pure stupid, unlike the first one. At least the first one is backed up by a statement, but this one relies on being ignorant. I did talk about this while talking about my first point. Itachi made a deal with Obito and Obito simply had to honor it. And once Itachi died, he had no reason to do so anymore. Same thing with Danzo. Danzo would naturally be afraid not of Itachi himself, but what he could leak. So potentially other villages exploiting Konoha's weaknesses. Number 8, Itachi's KCM level and speed. Now this one I had debated, well technically just one person about it. I shall not name them because they cheated, using anime as proof and ignoring the fact that it only had 2 panels in the manga. In which Naruto was only defending, and as shown in the motion lines, Naruto was trying to block. The hits he landed had no effect while Itachi's did. That's backed up by the fact that Naruto said he only wanted to talk and that's what he wanted to do, not to fight. Now you could bullshit your way around it and ignore the fact that the Raikage was stated to be the fastest ninja alive ever since Minato died. so Itachi has no way of being that fast, but okay. Well, Naruto has only shown feats of being faster than Raikage in pure movement, not combat, and as established, Sage Mode's reaction speed is way faster than KCM's, so that proves the types of speed aren't the same. Don't give me the Pixar said so kinda crap, cause 1, author's intent should be taken into account, and he obviously made that moment of Naruto dodging the Raikage as a big moment for a reason. 2, there's a difference between top and casual speed. KCM Naruto's casual speed was easily being countered by the first version of the Raiton armor, unlike his top speed where it takes time to charge it, or whatever you want to call it. My point is that Naruto had no reason to go top speed. Swagkage actually uploaded a video regarding that, I'll link it in the description. And I rest my case with these. Oh, and one more thing. The other argument concerning that is that Itachi was casually talking while swapping hands, which frankly I'm tired of hearing. He's an Edo. Talking and moving are completely separate actions because one is controlled by Kabuto and the other is controlled by Itachi. So Itachi was talking while his body moved on its own. So it shouldn't affect the ability to talk like every single other Edo. Number 9. Tsukiyomi can kill anyone. Okay, so this one is brought up because of how Itachi killed Izumi in the novel, where he made her live for 70 years or so, that her mind died and her body followed. But was it because she couldn't resist it, or that she simply didn't? Let's see an example to see how the mental state or the resistance of people could change the effects. This time it's Yashiro from the novel and Kakashi. I'm bringing both of these up because Itachi used the same exact Tsukiyomi on both of them when both had entirely different circumstances. Kakashi's arguably more mentally stable and composed than Yashiro, and that might be due to the fact that he went through a lot of tough experiences since he was a kid, whereas Yashiro is hot-headed, to say the least, from what we see from him in the novel, lashing out on anyone who talks ill of the Uchiha. Yashiro is an Uchiha with both Sharingan, whereas Kakashi is a non-Uchiha with only one that basically drains him. And yet, he's shown more resistance to it by staying on his feet for some time before collapsing, whereas Yashiro went crazy from the torture, and that proves that it all depends on the will, resistance, and mental strength of the person. And depending on these factors, they can withstand it. Number 10. Only relatives can break Tsukiyomi. I don't know where they got that from. Some say that Itachi specifically said that and it means only Sasuke could do that. Not Obito, not Madara, just Sasuke. And that's dumb because Itachi says that only someone with a Sharingan and Kekkei Genkai can break it. Was that relatives thing also pulled out of Itachi Susanoo's non-existent butt? Later on, Itachi also claims that only a Mangekyo could break it, while White Zetsu shows disbelief in Sasuke being able to break it with a base Sharingan. I'll talk about that more in my later point. They also claim that one of the reasons it's unbreakable is the fact that it lasts for only an instant. That only applies for the ones around the victim. They wouldn't realize their ally is under a genjutsu until it's too late, but it's up for the victim to break it somehow. That's arguable though due to the lack of evidence, but if literally everything was being contradicted left and right, I would say that the jutsu has limitations and weaknesses. Enough of that though, next point. Number 11. Itachi let Sasuke break Tsukiyomi. No. First, it was stated by Zetsu in the data book, then Sasuke's reaction implies it, and that claim makes Itachi dumb as hell. Flexing on Sasuke that only a Mangekyo could break it, and then he lets him break it, not to mention that would be such poor acting, especially for someone who literally intended to burn Sasuke with Amaterasu. Sasuke broke it with sheer mastery of the Sharingan. Deal with it. Also, the fact that Sasuke broke it immediately debunks the no one can break it because it only lasts for an instant argument, so GG. Argument number 12. I don't know, he can just outsmart them. I kid you not, this is a real argument they use. Now, out of all the ones above, this one's the most pathetic. That's basically saying I'm not willing to justify my claim of Itachi winning simply because he would somehow. Let's see why they have such a high opinion of his intelligence. Besides the studying and stuff, of course. So he seals Orochimaru. That was plot on his side because Totsuka Blade and the Auto-Mirror were ass-pulled. The second thing, he used Izanami on Kabuto, which was also ass-pulled. These are all just unexplained Mangekyo abilities. Maybe not the second, but it was still ass-pulled. Then we have him throwing kunai over the eyes of the summonings. This is stupid for two reasons. One, how did Nagato not see that he threw them when that literally resulted in losing a few eyes, basically? And two, how did he figure it out with no explanation? About the second point, if I had to guess, it was just a plot convenience that Kishimoto doesn't need to go through the whole investigation thing Jiraiya did. So basically plot again. And after that, we have how he broke down the Chibaku Tensei's weakness in like a second. Well, that's not very impressive because he saw the sphere and figured out that he has to hit it, when the two with him that he outshone were Naruto, the idiot, and B, the bigger idiot. That's fine though, but name one smart move and well-planned one and explained without aspals that he did, like the ones Naruto pulled on Kiba, Pain, Zabuza, or one that Shikamaru pulled on literally anyone, or the one Jiraiya pulled on the 3 paths with no wasted move. Some people even say that he gave Naruto Shisui's eye cause he knew he would be reanimated when he literally said he didn't. To conclude this point here, just remember that Itachi died twice thinking Obito was Madara, whereas Jiraiya figured out Madara, quote unquote, was behind the QB rampage without even knowing of Tobi's existence. Number 13, and the final one. Kishimoto killed Itachi off early because he would have beaten Madara easily. This one is a meme. I'm sure all of you saw it coming. The person who came up with this is probably into conspiracy theories. So they bring up a fake interview of Kishimoto's, whereas he allegedly says that he killed off Itachi early so that he wouldn't beat Madara easily. Not only is this statement stupid because Kishimoto intended for Madara to be all-powerful since part 1, or the fact that feats say otherwise, or the fact that Madara is literally superior to Itachi in every way, including fire style, Susanoo, visual prowess, but it also ignores the fact that Itachi was actually in the war. And do I need to remind you that Itachi's last-ditch effort was rubbed off of Madara's shoulder as a minor inconvenience and proceeded to humiliate the 5 Kage despite the fact that Itachi needed the worst ability in the series to do that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video because I certainly did. If I missed anything, let me know. Would appreciate it if you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.